All right, we're going to go ahead and get started, but before we do, I want to mention that Lynn just turned me on to the new ISC squared common body of knowledge that was released last month. It's now at the 5th edition. So we know that the exam changed last year, and that was just the format of the exam from a standard 250 question exam to a what do you call it, interactive exam where I've heard stories where you could get as many as 100 questions. If you're doing really well, it'll cut off at 100 and tell you passed. But it could also, if you're not doing well, cut off at 100 and tell you failed. But I've heard folks say that if they went past 100, like up to 150, then they were on the borderline and had a chance to overcome some challenges that they've had, but that's not usually a good sign. So that was just a change of the format of the exam, not the content, the study material that we needed. Now with this new CBK, the content is changing, and the last major change they had to the content to the CBK, they went from 10 domains to 8 domains. And that was the biggest change we've encountered probably in the last 10 years. This change here, I have a copy of the 5th edition CBK. I've gone through 4 of the 8 domains. So far, I've noticed that of the 8 domains, they've changed the name of 2 of the domains. And really, they just added a word or changed one of the words in that title of that domain. So no real changes there. And then as I've gone through the content, the material in each of these domains, I don't see much of a difference either. I see a few new terms there. Like Internet of Things is something that's there. I've also heard that there's a greater focus on cloud. Although what I've seen with respect to the cloud is not much different from what we already had. Although there is some information on threats to the cloud that wasn't in the last CBK. So I'm dissecting that. I should finish that by the end of this week and then start updating my content. I imagine that I'll just be adding a few terms. There's some stuff I wanted to cut out of my content anyway, so this gives me an opportunity to do that. But I say all that to say, if anyone is scheduling a boot camp with any other instructor from this point on, you need to make sure that they are teaching from the 5th edition CBK. And there are a ton of instructors out there who will continue teaching with, based on old content. And, it's possible to get through the exam, but there'll be some terms that you're not familiar with. And I highly recommend.
Hey, Donald?
Yeah.
Where can you get the CBK from? Is it like from the IAC Square source, or is it available online for anybody?
Yeah, I just Googled it online, and anyone can get it. You don't have to be a ISC Squared member or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I don't really like the CBK. I've never liked this book because it doesn't flow very well. For one thing, the title of different sections, it's hard to tell what is an overarching topic and what is a subtopic to that overarching topic. It's really difficult to tell in this book, and they don't list the information in a chronological order, in my opinion. It doesn't follow a logical flow, but it does have really good definitions of each term. I noticed that this edition goes into a little bit more of real world examples and scenarios, which is a pretty nice touch. But Yeah, I'll be able to give you guys more information about it next week. All right, with that, let's go ahead and get started. Question number 1, what is the main purpose for interrogating an employee? This is a new one for us.
Ready.
Yeah, go for it. This is funny.
B.
Yeah, brother.
Everybody agree? Yeah, I think I want to intimidate and force it to resign. Number 2, you're looking to implement an access control on your system's resources. The steps of your access control model should follow which logical flow? Oh, Lynn, tell them what
Ready.
this one is, Lynn. I don't think you're
Oh, that's funny. You know, I have that mantra so embedded in my mind. You know, it's ident, authent, author.
Yeah. So
So
it's got to be.
it's C.
And in that order, identify or identification, authentication, and then authorization. I just had a meeting this Monday where a group of us read a security control that talked about authorization, and the person tried to explain to us that we need to demonstrate how someone logs into the system. I'm getting some background noise. So if you understand what authorization is, you know that doesn't have anything to do with logging into the system. That's authentication. Once you identify yourself with the username or password, with the username or some kind of unique identifier, you authenticate that you are that individual or entity with a password or PIN or cryptographic token. That's authentication. Then you're in the system, and then once you're in the system, you're given permissions or you're given authorization to access different resources. All right, so let's move on. Number 3, some organizations over issue privileged access to enforce or to ensure that users can have access to devices in emergency situations or unconventional scenarios. This practice violates what standard security principle? This is a layup.
Ready.
Ready.
Go for it.
C.
Charlie, least privilege. Number 4, which of the following is not part of a cold site setup?
Ready.
This is a layup too. Go for it.
A.
Computer equipment is not part of a cold site. Number 5, Alice needs to hire a third party to conduct a test of her company's security posture. If she needs an exhaustive enumeration of her company's vulnerabilities for prioritization of mitigation, which of the following services should she select? This is a layup. We've seen it many times before. Go for it.
Alpha.
Alpha, vulnerability assessment. Yeah, it may be time for us to jump on another bank of questions. I think we've memorized all of these by now. Number 6, which of the following is a directive issued by senior management that identifies goals, measurements, and responsibilities? Anyone?
Ready.
This is another layup. All right, go for it.
A.
Alpha, policies. Standards are national or international. They are obligatory. You're going to determine what compliance or if you're implementing governance and identifying what your organization must comply with, you're going to try to identify any standards. But this one is specific to an organization. Number 7, Alice has inadvertently disclosed classified information regarding a government project that was supposed to remain secret and only accessible to cleared persons. What level of damage to national security has been risked risked by her actions. Let's see, so classified information.
Right.
We've seen this before. Supposed to remain secret. Anybody ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Delta.
Delta.
Serious. For secret information is serious. Number 8, which is not a preventative physical security control.
Ready.
Layup. Go for it.
Delta.
Delta. Access and audit logs. Man, this is easy one so far. Number 9, what is an advantage of RSA over DSA? RSA is a asymmetric algorithm. Is DSA digital signature?
Signature algorithm.
Okay.
They're both asymmetric.
Yeah, they're both asymmetric. You can only generate digital signatures with asymmetric cryptography.
I think it's D because I think RSA uses one-time encryption pads. Isn't RSA like a token?
Now, RSA is, unless I'm thinking of something else, RSA is the asymmetric algorithm, the first asymmetric algorithm that was developed by Ron Rivest, Adi Demir, and
Or is it Rigindel?
yeah, and Alderman. So yeah, I think. What did you say, Derek?
I thought it RSA employs one-time tokens versus DSA.
A one-time encryption pad. That is that's a one-time pad. That is the only known unbreakable cipher to date.
That's a separate. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a separate cipher. I was looking at more alpha.
Yeah, it can provide digital signature and encryption functionality. So actually, that is the correct one here, alpha. But RSA and asymmetric cryptography can accomplish all 4 goals of cryptography, which is confidentiality through encryption, integrity through hashing functionality, authentication because you have a public and private key. The private key provides authentication, and then non-repudiation. If you sign a message with your private key, you cannot repute that you sent the message. And if someone encrypts a message with your public key and sends it to you, and you decrypt it with your private key, you then can't repute that you received the message. So yeah, we go into great detail about the 4 objectives of cryptography in our boot camps. Number 10, which of the following best describes Ethernet transmissions over a LAN? Ethernet over a LAN. Anybody got any input on this one?
I think it's Bravo.
I agree.
No, for sure it's not gateway because gateway is for sending it over WAN. So knocking A out.
Yeah.
And then I think I was thinking more of D.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm actually leaning towards Delta. Bravo to me sounds like um, a hub or a switch would broadcast packets to all the hosts on the subnet.
But
now you could,
Donald, wouldn't a switch not have switch works using IPs and MAC addresses? So doesn't switch have separate collision domains, or is it one like a hub? Hub has one single collision domain for all the devices connected to it,
yeah,
but switches don't have separate collision domains, right? Or am I
yeah,
wrong?
yeah,
I'm poor at networking concepts.
yeah, it's not my forte either, but I'm thinking of like a layer 2 switch, like you said, that,
No, you're right. Yeah, they have different separate collision domains, but I'm just going off the question itself. It's like Ethernet transmission.
yeah.
You know, it seems like Bravo would be the most describes that the best. So, but I mean, it's not
But you
asking
would,
you about switch.
so delta, the fact that it's contained within a collision domain and not broadcasts, um, that doesn't seem better.
It
I guess that
does.
depends on if you're thinking as the Ethernet is over a hub or over a switch.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we need more information here, um, to decipher between Bravo or Delta. But the fact that they're saying LAN is kind of leaning me towards Bravo and a hub. God, I wish I would have given us more information here.
You know, if what best describes
Yeah,
switch data going within a switch, then I would choose Delta. But
yeah, okay. Yeah, I like your logic there, but we'll see on the back end. I'd be upset if it were Delta, quite frankly, without more information. All right, number 11. Which of the following is usually not considered when classifying data? Yeah, we've seen this before.
ready,
Go for it.
Alpha.
Alpha, the user base of the data. I think we were originally selecting the age of the data, but no, when it comes to classifying information, determining what categories to put it into, you're not going to take the users into consideration. Number 12, which exploit builds its attack around half open connections?
I'm ready.
All right, go for it.
Bravo.
Yeah, anyone else? I'm leaning towards this too. This is part of the TCP handshake, where the connection is, or that communication is half open and they take advantage of it. Number 13, when should the security department become involved in the application development process? Wow, this is a bona fide layup here. Anyone ready?
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Actually, hold on.
I was going with
One
Delta.
more time.
What was that?
Delta.
Delta? Yep. During requirements development,
Yeah, I agree.
as early in the system development lifecycle as possible. Usually requirements development is one of the earliest phases. Number 14, which law pertains to government agencies collecting and maintaining data on individuals? We haven't seen this one before, but this is a layup based on our study material.
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Alpha.
Alpha, Privacy Act of 1974 says that federal agencies that collect PII on citizens must protect it.
Just to interject, believe it or not, a coworker of mine had a cover sheet, and it actually said that Privacy Act of 1974 on it,
Oh, yeah.
and it was covering his PII.
You said it wasn't covering PII?
It was covering it. It was.
Okay.
So it's even on cover pages now. If you take the time to look, if they ever hand you something, or at least they're supposed to, a government agency is supposed to have that on a cover sheet. Like if you go to Social Security office or something like that, they're supposed to have a cover page that says Privacy Act of 1974.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. Nice real world experiences to help solidify the information. All right, number 15, the unauthorized disclosure of information defined as secret would by definition result in which of the following levels of damage? Well, we've seen a variation of this one already. Anybody ready?
I'm ready.
Secret information, go for it.
Delta.
Delta, serious damage to national security. Number 16, in application development, good change control practice states that the developer should not do which of the following?
Ready.
All right, yep, go for it.
All of them look correct, but I think I'm gonna go with A.
All right, anyone else?
I'm going with Charlie.
Yeah.
I agree, Charlie.
Yeah, I'm leaning in that direction myself. But yep, we'll see on the back end. Perform the quality assurance on his or her own code. Should not be done. Number 17, which is not true of hierarchical routing? Not true. Wow. This is a new one for us, I think. Yeah, I have no idea on this one.
I was going Bravo.
I don't even know what they're asking, really. Anyone else? I guess we'll learn something tonight on this one. All right, number 18, an accurate picture of the use and acceptance of biometrics is, we've seen this one before, a long time ago though. And
Ready.
I disagreed with this answer, but yep, go for it.
Delta. Yeah, I remember this question.
I think we chose Delta then and found out that Charlie was the correct answer. Very expensive, very well received by society, which is questionable to me. I don't, and then highly accurate. It can be if configured, if the crossover error rate is configured properly. But yeah, I recall that being the correct answer. So we'll see again on the back end if I recall correctly. Number 19, Sue needs to identify a storage system technology that reduces both wear on the drives and also reduces power consumption. Which of the following technologies is the best fit for these types of requirements? Oh, I think our
I'm ready.
this in course material. Okay, yep, go for it.
Bravo.
I think it's Charlie.
Yeah, I recall MAID having,
Made is massive array of inactive disks.
yeah, and that provides power management so that the disk is only spun up when it's being read.
Yep, the controller spins up the disk, whichever has the data, and then powers it down.
Yeah, we'll see if we're right, but I'm pretty sure about that one. All right, number 20, Alice's company has decided to bulk mail, we've seen this one before, bulk mail postcards to their current and prospective customers in hopes that they will return them along with feedback as to the services the company provides. She has been tasked with designing and developing the system that will be used to process the information returned, and as has been instructed to ensure that it will be most useful to direct management's business decisions for the next year. It is clear that the automation will be required, including the scanning of the return postcards and likely some amount of optical character recognition to enable text-based processing of the responses. Given this scenario, which of the following statements is true? Anyone ready? I'm leaning towards Charlie on this one. The storage and means of access of the resulting data is a matter of concern for a security risk analysis. Anybody disagree? Yeah, I don't recall what we selected here, but I'll take the hit for this one. Number 21, Alice needs to hire a third party to conduct a test of her company's security posture if she needs to determine whether and how an attacker could truly penetrate her company's defenses. Which of the following services should she select? We've seen this one before as well. It's a layup. Go for it.
Bravo.
Bravo. Penetration test. 22. Which type of access control model allows data owners to be the ultimate source for determining access to system resources? Data owners.
I'm ready.
Yeah, this is a layup. Go for it.
Alpha.
Ooh, anyone else? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah,
with alpha.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think, when we saw this last time, we saw data owners, and we couldn't determine if that was like a single data owner for the entire organization, like a centralized authority, or if it's individual data owners, and at their discretion, they can assign permissions or authorization. And it was individual discretionary access control. All right, 23. Of all business process interruptions, most devastating are ones resulting from what?
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Bravo.
Yeah, this is a new one for us, but I think that's pretty easy. A loss of data. Anyone disagree? All right, that is the overall goal, right? Information security. I hate that we've gone to cybersecurity because that implies to me that cyber is technology, in my opinion, or um, the what we're really doing is protecting information. Number 24, Alice needs to hire a third party to conduct a test of her company's security posture. Well, we're going to get all of Alice's questions tonight. If she needs an independent comparison against statutory requirements, which of the following services should she select?
Ready.
Go for it.
Charlie.
Charlie, regulatory audit. Number 25, assurance is related to trust in what way?
Ready.
All right, go for it.
Delta.
Delta, assurance is the measure of trust. Anybody disagree? All right, let's see how we did here. I think we're getting, you can definitely see that we're getting better on these. I thought we did a little bit better than this, but let's see here. All right, number one, main purpose of interrogating an employee is to obtain evidence for trial. Number two, identification, authentication, and then authorization in that order. Number three, least privilege is a common security principle that dictates that all users should have the lowest access level necessary to do their job. A cold site is not going to have computer equipment in it. Vulnerability assessments seek to exhaustively enumerate all possible vulnerabilities for prioritization of mitigation. Senior management issues policies that give high-level instructions on what to accomplish and who is responsible for each goal to be properly accomplished. Classified data labeled as secret is defined as that data which, if disclosed, would cause serious damage to national security. Access and audit logs are not a preventative physical security control. RSA can be used for data encryption, key exchange, and digital signatures. DSA can only be used for digital signatures. Actually, their explanation doesn't list all four objectives of cryptography. We got this one right. Ethernet is a very chatty protocol because it allows all systems to hear each other's broadcasts. The technology has many collisions because all systems have to share the same medium. You have that CSMA, carrier sense multiple access, I think it is what's used to prevent collisions on Ethernet network with token ring network. A token is what's used to prevent collisions. Who might use the data is dependent upon its usefulness, but doesn't factor into how it's classified. A Syn Flood is when an attacker sends a victim several SYN packets with spoofed source addresses. Let's see. Each time the victim receives a SYN packet, it will set up resources for a connection. The connections are never fully built because the victim never receives the acknowledge packet from the attacker, which is part of the TCP three-way handshake. This is why it's referred to as open or half-open connection attack. Security should be involved right at the initiation of a new project when requirements are being defined. Privacy Act of 1974 protects the personal information of individuals that are held in federal databases. Another one about the secret data being defined as cause serious damage to national security. We were wrong. Who got that one right? I think that was that you, Ramana?
Yeah, I got that right.
So production code should only come from a librarian of the program who ensures proper versioning and archiving. A developer should never be allowed to modify code in production without going through proper change control steps. All right, yep, so this perform the quality assurance of his own code shouldn't be done, but that's not as grave as changing production code. Yeah, I didn't know what the heck this one was. So Gateways, not certificate authorities, which is what I think CAs are. Gateways, not CAs, are designated nodes that are responsible for routing to nodes outside of their region. Autonomous systems, AS, are regions of nodes that share common attributes. Interior Gateway Protocol, IGP, handles routing tasks within each um, autonomous system, AS, while exterior gateway protocols functions between each autonomous system. That's all new to me.
Yeah, that's why I got it wrong. I got confused between EIGRP, EGP and was it IGP or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, so this one has changed on us because we got one before where Charlie was correct. Now we're gonna have to go back and look through these things and find that one. But this one says that very expensive, not well received by society, and highly accurate is the correct answer. And I think Ramana, was that you? Was that you?
Yeah.
We should have listened to you tonight. We probably got 100%.
I remember this because even last time I think we selected C, and
Yeah,
only thing we were talking was maybe millennials are more used to, because of these newer phones and whatnot,
yeah.
are more willing to accept the biometric, but then the rest of them it's not, and so that whole thing as not being well received by society just stuck in my mind.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think I wanted to select Delta because it said that they're not well received, and I thought it. I remember it saying that it was very well. I'll check that and see later. All right, so massive array of inactive disks made is a technology that uses a large group of hard disk drives, hundreds or even thousands, with only those drives that are needed actively spinning at any given time, made as a storage system solution that reduces both wear on the drives and also reduces power consumption. Let's see here. Storage and means, yeah. Anytime data is accepted from untrusted sources, the safety of its processing must be considered. Penetration testing for Alice was easy. A system that uses discretionary access control enables the owner of the resource to specify which subjects can access specific resources at their discretion. Data loss needs to be addressed as a top priority. And then Alice's regulatory audit was easy. And assurance is the measure of trust. So yeah, we only got two wrong that we would have gotten right if we listened to our better working mind this evening. But okay. All right, guys. Any questions or comments? We talked about the new CVK before we started. I'll have more information to provide on that by this weekend, hopefully, if not by early next week. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you, Donald. Good night, guys.
Wait.
Wait.
Oh, no. I was going to, well, go ahead with your question, and then I have a comment. So go ahead.
So my question is about the book. The book are out of stock, so I don't know how I'm gonna get one.
Oh, really? Wow. Did you check Amazon? I think that's where I got mine, and it was sent like a day after I ordered it. I'm on Amazon Prime though.
Do you have a ISBN number?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Sorry, but what book are you referring to?
This is the new ISC Square Common Body of Knowledge 5th edition.
No, the book
Okay.
that you wrote.
Oh, the book that I wrote. No, I don't have a ISBN for mine. It's really it's the slide deck that I use to teach my CISSP boot camps. Um, so yeah, you could purchase it on my website, but I haven't registered for an ISBN.
Yeah, I went to your website because that the book out of stock.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, because it costs um, like $500 to print out. Not quite 500. I
Okay.
think it's like close to 500 to print out 20 of those doggone things. So, yeah, I need to place another order. If you want a soft copy, that's of course very easy. But I do need to place another hard copy order, but I'm not going to do that until I update my material based on this new 5th edition of the CBK.
Just real quick, in regards to studying, my suggestion is not just focus on the questions that you got wrong. Investigate why you got the questions right. That helps a lot to know the behind the scenes so that you can dissect, and it's easier to eliminate. It's always easy to eliminate the first two, but then you can also eliminate the last one if you know the behind the scenes. So it really does help to study why you got the question right as well as why you got the question wrong.
Right. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you. Thank you for that. I think somebody else is going to make a point. If not,
So are you going to update the soft copy too?
based on what again?
I say, are you going to update the soft copy of your book?
Oh yeah. So I'm going through the 5th edition now. I'll have that done by the end of this week, and it's really easy for me to update my course material because of the way I categorize and number all the terms and concepts. I can identify real quick what is not in my material, what's new in the CBK, and and get it in there. I think a lot quicker than most other instructors. So I'll have it done within probably by the end of next week.
Okay.
That's why you're the man, Donald. That's why you're the man.
Hey, I am a man. I'm not the man, but I'm working towards it. Doggone it! I'm gonna keep working until I at least get close.
Okay,
Like
so
I
I'm
tell,
gonna wait.
yeah, if you haven't heard before, I started a little late with Donald because I wasn't aware. So I think I started like in November. I know it was around Thanksgiving, and I took the test March the 16th and passed it for the first time.
That's good.
Awesome.
And it's probably
May everyone have your success. But Lynn, I'm telling you, she dove into this stuff and she listened to it multiple times and really, really dove into it. So it takes a Herculean effort.
no. I'm serious. It was Donald. I mean, I had your YouTube videos. I mean, I heard you in my sleep. I heard you in my sleep. I just wasn't smart enough to plug it into the car. You know, I had the USB port, and it didn't dawn on me to do it while I was driving.
Yeah.
But definitely when I got home, I was like addicted to it.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm sorry for putting my voice in your head. I think I would lose my mind if I had that problem. But yeah. Yeah, audio learners. It really helps audio learners. Not everyone's an audio learner, but I still tell them to try. You know, even if you're not, even if you don't feel like you're consciously listening, it's putting the information in your subconscious in a way you can't imagine. So
Hey, Donald, if
Uh-huh.
we went ahead and got your audio, all 8 domains, once you update based on your fifth edition, will we be able to get the newer version, or do you think, would you suggest that we wait?
No, yeah, I'll provide you with a link for free to the new content. It's really not going to, from what I'm seeing, it's not going to be that much of a
Okay,
I may remove as much as I add in. So, but yeah, I'll give you guys a link to that for free.
awesome.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
Donald.
Okay.
All right, guys. Good night.
Yeah, thanks. Take care.